Colapinto had a brilliant start. So we know that Colapinto is a good driver. When he first came out, he dazzled all the blonde girls, all the black girls, all the white boys, some of the black boys too. Everybody loved him, and he was driving well. He got points the first time. But ever since he started having problems with Williams, where he got some crashes and got kicked out of the team, he feels that he's lost his mojo, basically, that he's lost his sort of confidence. And he's stuck in his head, which can happen. And he's saying that when you look at guys like Verstappen or Hamilton or who's the other guy from, definitely not Norris, or Piastri, these guys, what sets them apart is not only are they fast, but they have strong minds and they're able to focus and bounce back. So he's beginning to question whether Colapinto can bounce back. This is another episode of F1 Fanatics. I remembered it. F1 Fanatics, where we always deliver the news with a hint, just a hint of laughter. So anyway, today we're going to talk about Colapinto. So Piquet Jr., who has driven for Alpine before under Briatore, says that he thinks Colapinto is losing his mind. You know, the way these Brazilians use English is different from the way English speakers. What he really means is that Colapinto right now is probably panicking and he's lost his touch. And whatever his problem is it's a mental issue. It's a mindset issue, sort of like Norris. He's saying that Colapinto had a brilliant start. So we know that Colapinto is a good driver. When he first came out, he dazzled all the blonde girls, all the black girls, all the white boys, some of the black boys too. Everybody loved him, and he was driving well. He got points the first time. But ever since he started having problems with Williams, where he got some crashes and got kicked out of the team, he feels that he's lost his mojo, basically, that he's lost his sort of confidence. And he's stuck in his head, which can happen. And he's saying that when you look at guys like Verstappen or Hamilton or who's the other guy from, definitely not Norris, or Piastri, these guys, what sets them apart is not only are they fast, but they have strong minds and they're able to focus and bounce back. So he's beginning to question whether Colapinto can bounce back. I think it's too soon to say, but I think Colapinto right now is having what I would call a bad streak since last year. So a bad streak, he hasn't raced enough for us to say that he doesn't have a strong mind, but he's having a bad streak and he may lack some confidence. I don't blame him, because what's happening in F1, because of money and everything, these guys aren't getting the right training, the right mental coaches, the right preparation. They're just told to jump into the car and drive because the teams aren't spending money on driver development. They're not spending money on mentoring. They're not spending money on good race engineers. Let's take a look at Piastri. Piastri has Mark Webber on his side to guide him through. I think a lot of these drivers need this, but you know, Colapinto, Briatore is all about making money. If you come to him and say, hey, I need help, as a driver, he said, I cannot help you. You're just a driver for 5 races. We see what happened. What do you think, Gule?
Yes.
What do you think, Gule?
Mental strength is very important when it comes to Formula One. When it comes to all sport, mental strength is very important. I remember my coach telling me in rugby, if everything is going wrong for you, just roll your sleeves up and get stuck in. As in, convert your fear and your nervousness to just prime aggression. To be mentally, and maybe Colapinto doesn't have that killer instinct in him, because it's one thing to have perfect reflexes and hand-eye coordination. It's another thing to be able to maintain mental toughness in the face of opposition, in the face of things going wrong and conflict and distraction going all around you. Also, I don't know what is going on in his personal life. Is he a party animal? Does he go home immediately? Is he addicted to work, or does he go home and start partying and having girlfriends and all that nonsense? The mental state is very important for Colapinto. He's a young
and also, I need to stay off the media, because he was getting big in the media, like, who is he dating? He was on all these shows in Argentina and in Spain. All of that needs to dissolve and just go straight. Yeah. He should be driving, going home, sleep, watch TV. If you have a girlfriend, hang out with her a little bit. Keep it very simple. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a young driver. That sort of thing he can do at the twilight of his career after he's done the best that he can. But whilst you're on the rise, you know, in everything that we do, in your 20s, you have the most energy. 20s, 30s, you have the most energy. That's what you do the most with the least. So that's what he needs to do right now. He needs to forget about a social life until he's about to retire or retired, and he needs to really knuckle down. It's a gift. And this is a job that you retire from in your 40s.
And we need to remember he's driven different formulas. I think he's driven Raleigh. If I were him, I would do. They say that Verstappen drives by feel. It's just like how you and I drive. If it's raining, you can feel when you have grip and you don't. Be careful, know when to push. So maybe right now he needs to stop thinking, what should I do technically on the corner? What should I do here? Just drive as he feels. Even if he feels like, oh, I don't have grip now, then just back off. It's better to back off and come 10th or 11th or even last than to push beyond because you want to prove something to somebody and crash into the wall. So to build his confidence, I think he should just go back to instinctual driving and not listen too much to all this technical talk. I'm not saying that's what's happening with him, but that's how the best drivers drive. Even Hamilton. Hamilton drives by feel. He explores the track in early free practices. And I think that's another thing. These young guys need to build up in free practice and drive, make their mistakes and drive slow in free practice, figure out where the grip is on the track and things like that. What do you think, Mr. Johnny? Then we'll come back to you on that, Kunle. Yeah.
Yeah, about Colapinto under pressure and losing his mind. I think the main reason is because in the last few races he hasn't scored any points. Although he's finished, he's completed the race. I mean that. Yeah. I mean, I think that's good enough.
He crashed into the wall in P1. I know. I think it was in qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah, P1. But he's finished like 15th, 16th in the last 3 races or 4 races. Yeah. So I think it's just because he hasn't scored any points. So he's under pressure to at least make some points. So I think that's what they're putting fire under his Yash for.
I do think that his crashing into the wall in Imola also, that was in his first weekend, that was my add some pressure too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Go back. Continue, Mr. Johnny. Sorry.
Yeah, well, for me, I just think that if he finishes a race, I think he's good. He's good because it's good enough without any incident. He finishes a race without any incident.
And don't come 20th.
Yeah.
He should also don't let performance, because there's no way he's going to perform beyond 15th place or 13th place. So control what you. If they say, "Oh, we're going to kick you out because you're not coming to 13th or whatever," so be it. Because you have to be realistic about how you're going to finish. It's not that great a car. He's just there. So he, like you said, just drive your race, finish the race, and don't crash. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, I agree. As I was going to say, actually, that he should work within the limits of the car. As long as you're finishing races. I mean, like, even when you're doing your practice sessions and you're driving the car, if you don't drive the car fast enough around the track, it will crash. So even when you're not actually racing or you're just practicing, you are taking the car quite close to the edge already. So that tells me that calm down a bit on Colapinto and look more at the team and his car if they want to be more. He's in the first season and he's completing races, and that's as good as you can hope for from a decent Formula One driver in their first season. He's not in the point, but he's not coming last. He is finishing and he is overtaking, or he's holding positions in some races. The next thing for him to do in the second half of the season is to start coming in that maybe like between 8th and maybe not 8th, maybe like 9th and 11th.
That's going to be difficult with the 5 fastest cars, because I don't even think Albon is going to. What's the highest place Albon is? Not Albon. Who's the other guy they have?
Yeah, Gasly.
Yeah, Gasly's not even coming top 10. So it's a lot to ask of that car. Yeah, it's a lot to ask.
But it's back.
It's not fair because they should have. They got rid of Duhan. They should. They got rid of. Was that They got rid of Duhan too early too. So it's just an unfortunate situation. But I think they had to go with Colapinto because he has more money. But they'll be making a big mistake if they just kick him out after 5 races. But Briatore, he likes to change things up. There was a rumor he wanted to bring Checo back this season, but Checo's focusing on Cadillac or whatever that new team is. So we may not see Checo with Alpine this year or next year. He might be there next year. Then they're saying he might even bring in Schumacher. Aron. You guys have heard of Paul Aron. He's very good. He was probably the second best F2 driver last year. There's a guy called Paul Aron. He's an F2 driver too, so he may get some driving this year. But I think I agree with you guys. They should just let Colapinto finish off this year and stop all this confusion. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yeah. Colapinto right now is like sacking the waiter because the food tastes bad.
Yeah. And also, it's not good because he brings money, but also he may be losing his money appeal. Maybe even because I don't hear them talking about him anymore, the South Americans. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, car is underperforming. I don't think he's underperforming. I think the car is underperforming.
Yeah,
And
the car it's good with race pace, but it's not good with qualifying pace. Yeah.
yeah, and the team needs to sort something out there because qualifying pace exposes the quality of the car more than even the race sometimes because the
Because
qualifying.
they're behind Williams and Bulls Racing during the race, and those teams are like using strategy to keep them behind in dirty air. So there's not much they can do unless they qualify better. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're qualifying, you're not fighting the car in front of you. When you're on your fast lap, they will let you through to do your fast lap. They don't block you or anything like that. So that shows you how to battle in a race, but the car is just not good enough. So yes,
Can you imagine in the middle of a race if they said Haja, can you let Gasly pay he'll buy you a beer at the meet afterwards. Good. What were you saying, Mr. John? Go ahead, Kula.
Yeah. He's a Formula One driver. Look, guys, finishing races in his first season, he should be good.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The problem is that I think Briatore has ADHD also. You know, he's like a child that maybe not autism, but he lacks focus. Like, you know, a child when they eat too much sugar and coffee. Oh, let's try this. Okay, bring him. Yes. Okay, Colapinto, you sit down. We bring back Duhan for 4 weeks. Let's see. You know, like people who can't focus. Like if you give a child sugar. I think he's a little bit like that too. What do you think, Johnny? I'm being funny, but Briatore is very, very unpredictable. Changes team principles, changes drivers. And they said, do you think Colapinto will say, he said, as long as he's driving well, it's okay, but let's wait and see. So that's not a very nice statement to make.
Yeah.
It's not. He said, let's wait. He said, I don't like to say 3, 4, 5 races. He said, let's wait and see. Then they said, will Schumacher drive? He said, Schumacher is too old. They said, no, Mick. Oh, yeah, Mick. He said, let's wait and see. So he likes to keep things shrouded in uncertainty. And that's another part. Uncertainty causes stress for some drivers. What do you think, Mr. Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, from making all these changes or suggestions that he's always making, he's probably searching, like I said earlier, he's probably searching for a talent or wants something to happen, you know. Maybe he thought that bring Colapinto would spark off what he thought it was. Okay, no, it's not working. Okay, bring in the next thing. So he's trying to make something happen, you know. He's an Italian.
Yeah, and when you bring in people, like when they brought in Duhan, they said it's only for 5 races. But I do think, so it's like you're sending mixed messages to the drivers, like, either they have a chance or not, or they don't. Just be stable with them and say, he should just tell Colapinto, this is season. If you don't do well at the end of the season, if you don't do well, then at the end of the season, you're gone. That's better than saying, oh, let's wait and see race to race. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to do. Give him race to race assessments and a little bit of patience. I think he will come good. I don't think he's going to become the greatest driver in Formula One, but I think that he will be for some teams in the years to come. And I do think he'll have he'll have a few race wins. He's the kind of person that has race wins in front of him. He doesn't have race championships in front of him, but he has a few wins in front of him, or a few podiums at the very least. He has that potential in him, but you have to stick with him. And I think in the second season, if he doesn't do well, for me, he's earned a place for the second season or halfway through it. Then I'll ask the question again.
It depends because Alpine is talking about maybe they'll get what's his name? They might get this guy who drove with them initially and who won his first race with them, Checo. If Checo's in the market,
you know what?
They should take Checo instead of Colapinto. If Checo's in the market for Alpine next year, but I think Checo's going to go to Cadillac. But if I were Checo, I'd go to Alpine. To be honest with you, because Cadillac is a good team. We don't know. What do you think, Kule?
Because they no race experience. They don't know anything about the car. They're not going to shine in that first year. It's going to be very difficult for them. Colapinto is trying these drivers is trying to gain some momentum, developing at Alpine. So no, I don't think it would be a good idea.
Here's why I think it'd be better to get Checo. Checo's been with the team before. And one thing about Checo's been driving for 12 years. I get the feeling that Checo is like someone like Ricardo or someone like who's that guy that was a good wingman, Bottas. Checo's the type of person that you can put him in any car and he's a professional that he can adapt. Colapinto is young and maybe a little bit immature. And also Checo is more mature and Checo brings in a lot more money Checo's going to bring in hundreds of millions wherever he goes. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but if I were Alpine, I would take Checo over because Checo's a proven guy and he's a mature adult. He has a family.
Yeah.
He has a family. He's been driving even when he was young. When he was 14, he was taking care of his family. He went to Europe to drive, and through his sponsorships when he was 14, he took care of his dad because his dad used to drive him to races, and they had to sleep in the car when he was in Mexico. So it just seems like Checo is a little bit more responsible and professional. And remember, Checo has won 6 or 7 races, and it's just that Red Bull car. They started making it for Verstappen. It made Checo look bad, but even before Checo started losing, Checo said there's something wrong with his car. Even before he started driving bad. So I think Checo is an ultimate professional. So I would take him over Colapinto because Colapinto is still an unknown entity. But, you never know. Like you said, Colapinto is young and has things to prove. What do you think, Mr. Johnny? Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I was Checo, I would rather I'll just stay with, I'll go with what's it?
Cadillac, yeah.
Because that's like, new, something new and new experience and all that stuff, So
without the bullshit of Briatore, because I think Briatore wants to sell that team. Yeah. I think he wants to sell the team.
I'm actually quite curious. So like from your own cars, they can change their drivers anytime they want during the season or what?
Yeah, they can swap. They can. I think they can do that. It's a very strange sport. Yeah.
Because I thought we just
they can change drivers. Yeah, they can even bring for example, Bottas can drive for Aston Martin this weekend if they wanted to.
Yeah, I understand that one. But
and they change drivers in the season. Yeah,
they're bringing a new driver from somewhere. Boom. I mean, you could actually bring. You could actually bring somebody from Formula.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what they're saying because they may even bring for example, like Red Bull. Red Bull's talking about bringing Lindblad if Verstappen gets penalized and misses a race. Lindblad is the guy in F2 that's doing well. Yeah, so you can do that in F1. Yeah, I think this guy did it. Oliver Bierman did it last year. I think he drove one race for Ferrari or something. Then they brought him. Then he went. No, I think he drove a race. He started driving races for Haas, coming from F2 last year. So they can do it. Mm-hmm. When Magnussen missed a race last year. Yeah. F1 is weird. Remember F1? They have their own rules. It's like F1 is like a what's the word you would use? It's just like it's almost like an empire. Whatever the guys say. Yeah, they have their own rules.
Yeah, they do what they want to do.
Yeah,
they do what they do.
They're not bound by strict rules. It doesn't have a lot of strict rules. They're even talking about changing the rules so that Verstappen doesn't lose a race, doesn't miss a race. They want to change the rules before he gets points. So they can do whatever they want. It's very corrupt. It's very corrupt. FIFA can be the same way. Hey, do you guys remember when Maradona won Football Player of the Year from the fans? And then FIFA now said that it's a draw, that they choose Pele. You remember that, Kool-Aid? Yeah.
Yes,
I remember.
The fans chose Maradona. And then FIFA said, okay, we're going to have co-champions because we choose Pele. So
I remember the first under 20 or is it under 21 FIFA World Cup. Nigeria won it. Then it was called Kodak something.
Yeah.
And after, because Nigeria won it, I don't know, Shao, but the next time they featured that, they changed the name of the tournament.
The name is out, yeah. Was it under 17 or under 20? I think it was under 17 that they first won, right?
One of those under something won, Shao. And I remember that time.
And they had O'Hahan and those guys. Yeah.
Those boys, they kicked the whole world, their asses, everybody's asses.
They beat Germany because Germany had that player called Wieder Czech or something like that. I remember that. All right, let's get out of here. This is a good show. So we're done. We did a lot of recordings this week. So I have for several. That's why we don't have to do political this week, Kunle. And then, but we'll probably come back on Monday because I have to work on Sunday to do the post race at Canada. So you guys enjoy the next 4 days. Any last words, Kunle? Take us out, Kunle. Yeah.
Yes, so it's been an interesting insight into the trials and travails of Colapinto and the Alpine. We are looking forward to the trials and travails and the challenges he's going to face as the first practice kicks off. I think, is it tomorrow or tonight or early in the hours of the morning?
Yeah, it's because it's in Canada, so it's going to be ahead of time. So you guys won't see it until 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Yeah, right.
It was a public holiday in Nigeria, so nobody's going to work tomorrow either. So the weekend has already started for us. So from me and my glass of Sauvignon Blanc white wine, I bid you a farewell till the next time. We'll see you on the next.
Yeah, cool. I'll see you later today to talk about that useless coach for Nigeria. But the guy is not doing too bad, I guess. Okay, see you. Thank you, Johnny.
Right,
we'll see you guys later. Okay.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right.